this first show that I feel like that got recommended to me, and that I after watching even just the first couple episodes, I was like, man, this is it. Like, this is the show right here. And it was, I believe, it was created by the guy who did the newer Battlestar Galactica.
Okay.
And so, but basically, the elevator pitch for it is, what if the space race between the U.S. and the Soviet Union never stopped? I mean, just imagine all that stuff.
That's a great pitch.
And so that's why you should be watching For All Mankind on Apple TV Plus.
I feel like when you say For All Mankind, I hear the echoey mic of For All Mankind.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're doing it in front of like the Washington Monument.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
Forrest Gump.
So what's going on in this photo? They're on the moon with guns? I mean, I think that's a great idea.
Yeah, and so in that one, it looks like so they're on the moon, and this won't give away too much. So it's, they have American soldiers. They start sending American soldiers up there because the USSR has started arming their astronauts or sending soldiers up there. And so they're like, well, we have to, and they start, kind of taking over, American, spots. They're like, well, this is where we're doing maybe some mining or whatever. Well, now, the Russians have moved in and said, this is ours now. And so they're like, well, we got to take back our territory here because, we have to show strength. And
Moon Wars.
Basically, yeah, it's Moon Wars up there. It's wild. So that's what you're seeing right there in that picture is, they started taking guns up there, much to the chagrin of like the head of NASA.
And that's a great pitch the way you put that, because think about it. Since we've gone to the moon, it's really everything after that's been pretty lackluster and or tragic. There hasn't been a successful end up on the moon. So that's why so many people started thinking it was a work, right? Because
it wasn't work. They shot it in Stanley Kubrick's garage.
Kubrick did it, right? And it was, oh man, you think it could be a work? But then again, reality could be a work.
I mean, have you ever been to the
simulation.
moon? How do we even know it's there?
Yeah. Now that's Mario Einstein, right? Because you just quoted my Einstein that says, I like to think the moon is there when I'm not looking, but I cannot prove that. That's true. The same thing. Yeah. Well, we've been to the moon because of certain things, but not like physically to the moon.
Right.
To the moon!
Did you see that Ryan Gosling movie with like the director of La La Land, where it was about not Neil Armstrong, but the other one that went to the moon?
Oh,
anyway,
Buzz
Aldrin,
mm-hmm.
or Buzz Armstrong.
No, I did not see it.
Aldrin.
Anyway, it's not a great movie, but it's really good. The parts where they're going to the moon, because they really kind of show how it's literally just a bucket of bolts held together, with like pins and stuff. In this capsule that's like shooting everybody to the moon. Those parts are worth watching if you're into that stuff.
Well, the whole thing of just there was like more technology in this smartwatch than there was in the ship that took people to the moon is terrifying.
Yeah,
in its own sense.
We just brute forced our way to the moon.
Yeah, it's like literally.
That's exactly right. And if you watch this movie, you get that sense, and you see like the bolts shaking on the capsule, and it's like, oh man.
Yeah, and it really kind of in this show like really kind of shows that the no matter what, like we were just waiting to go to war with the USSR. The US was just it was waiting for the next shoe to drop. And there's always these tense moments, just kind of like, will they, won't they? Like, okay, now we're carrying guns. Like, is this how we start World War III? Is on the moon?
Wow. Yeah, and how do bullets work on the moon? Did they get into that?
I don't remember if they get into the science of it or if it's just kind of. I think they have to have like special guns or something going on there.
Oh yeah,
moon guns.
Moons. Which is again, if the space race would have continued, you would come up with moon guns.
Yeah, and just how this if you're dedicating all this. All these resources and money to all this technology, imagine what where we could be at technology wise. If we're going to war, and we're just putting all this money, just dumping money into the technology. man, we should be at quantum computers by now. Let's go.
Yeah, or we are, and they haven't told us
Oh,
yet.
that's,
Yeah,
no, we are in the simulation.
Yeah, it's the sim. Because
Can I just interrupt? If Mike's on, right now just picture Mike in that one thing saying moon guns.
Oh, moon guns. Oh yeah, because he had the gun plunger.
Moon War, Moon Wars.
Moon Wars. Yeah, Mike is on there, so I can totally see that pitch. But yeah, for the thing about this show, which kind of now, I wouldn't have thought this a couple of years ago. I thought they were falling behind. Was Apple Plus? Mario, you were talking about this. They really raised their game. They're the 80s, 90s HBO, right?
Yeah, they're playing like the long game, I'm realizing. Netflix has been cranking out content a lot, nonstop for years. Yeah. But Apple does it slow, but all their stuff is really quality.
Yeah.
And I think over time, that's just going to end up with a killer library.
Yeah. Velvet rope around Apple's library versus they did not go for the mass quantity. So I'm not surprised. It's named after one of their properties, the Lasso List, and you first one right out of the gate, For All Mankind.
That's right.